Look at that. Look at that. That's what the internet was invented for. Happy pussies. I wonder how happy he will be when we start talking now. Because once we start talking, he's probably going to go. He's like, look, I'm trying to sleep. I'm old. Like 18 years old. And he's on the drugs and everything for his joints. And sometimes he bumps into things. And mainly he comes into the bedroom about 3 o'clock in the morning, pairs his ass off, meows quite a bit as well, lies on your legs, licks himself, nudging you awake while he's licking himself, stays there for about, just as you're drifting off, 5-10 minutes later, then he'll get up and go. It's P90. P90. So named because that was the submachine I was using in Call of Duty Modern Warfare at the time when my friend dropped him off. So we'll see how long he chooses to stay with us. Look at the athleticism. That's an 18-year-old cat putting his toes in his mouth. I can't do that. Hello, Anna Spoon. I can't put my toes in my mouth. Used to be able to put my toes in the mouth when I was very, very young. But now I can barely, touch my toes. You know what I mean? It's like I'm at least 4 or 5 inches away from touching my toes there. That's pretty close, right? 4 or 5 inches? Where are you going? The door's that way. You want to go in the wardrobe? You want to go in Narnia? The cat and the witch in the wardrobe. Okay, you can go in Narnia. Here you go. See? That's the wardrobe door open. Now he's going that way. Hello, Daily Dice. Sorry about interrupting your Templar versus Grey Knights game. That's the one that came out today for Tier 3 channel members. And if you are a Tier 3 channel member, or indeed any kind of channel member, thank you very much for the support and love. I appreciate it. Are you going in the wardrobe or what? And that is also the one that you're watching. That's the reason why I wasn't on last night. Because sometimes, for some reason, I decided to film it. Look, this is what we normally film on. And the resolution on here, I don't know what it's at. And this is the newer one. Well, I say newer. This one's like 5 years old. And this one's like 3. But apparently the resolution on this one is a bit higher. Who knows how to change those. I don't know how to change settings. It must be in there somewhere. Anyway, not going in the wardrobe. Anyway, the settings, no door shall remain barred. No access way. There you go. You right? Okay, we do that. We'll close this. We'll open the window. We'll get a bit of air in here. Right, so, look. Yes, I've got my gym jams on. Thank you. So the resolution on here is a bit higher. So when you render a video on it, I thought it might take a bit longer. Normally rendering a video, an entire video, like the one you watched today. An hour and a half. Not very long. 6 hours. 6 hours, Daily Dice. So I hope you appreciate the sharper resolution in that one than you normally get in the battle reports. Anyway, hello. Hi, chat. That's why I wasn't here yesterday. That one was the thing yesterday. And someone did point out that I could have probably live streamed while it was rendering at the same time because computers can do more than one thing. Can they? That's a myth, right? Like dry land is not a myth, but dry land really is a myth. And computers doing 2 things at once, I'm not sure that's even possible. Anyway, we've got a pink electrolyte inside the water. We're hydrated. We're locked in for this day's Talkie Tuesday live stream. Welcome one and all. Welcome Gene Wave. Welcome Dagda, Iron of the Spoon, Fesh, Jackus Woods. Hi. We are locked in. And the tournament champion is here to answer your questions. That's me, in case anyone was wondering. Locked into more SM ball sweat. I don't know what that means. Hi, Alan Godfrey. Nice. Coxswain American is in the house. Yeah. So, we're good. We're good. There was a thing I also did today, right? We did some manly things today. So, today we put up some more shelves in the garage. Because I needed more storage solutions. Because I'm running out of space. So we did some handy things. Yes, I asked my wife to help me hold some things. We put up some shelves. So the garage is now future-proofed for another couple of years or something. And no, it wasn't P90. The tournament champion's me, not P90. Blood Buffalo is here. Yay. 2-1 in the preseason. They're doing all right, aren't they? What do you call BS? What's BS? What WTF Wednesday? Talkie Tuesday, WTF Wednesday. Sullivan Gilbert's in the house. Hi, Sullivan Gilbert. It's always nice when Sullivan Gilbert turns up because then I know I'm not the oldest person in the room. You should build a loft. I know I should build a loft, but I'm not allowed to talk about my dreams online. She got upset about that one. We crossed the line there. We don't go there anymore. Rein it in. Okay, we pull back. Pull back. We lock in. This is a Warhammer chat. We might actually talk about Warhammer at some point. Hi, Mithrandron. Mithranden. Can I just call you Mithrandir? Why didn't you just say Mithrandir? It'd make things a lot easier. Because we all know who Mithrandir is. Hydrated. Anyway, shelves up. So we're now future-proofed for at least a couple of years. Already put some things on the shelf. The Adeptus Mechanicus, the Pendant Forge, is now in the garage. P90 hasn't won a Warhammer tournament. No, me. Tournament champion is... look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. I won the 2021 No Retreat Legend of Legends champion. You're looking at the GT, proper GT. 5-0. Smooth sailed through that thing. Beat some bad boys as well while I was doing it. Yeah. I don't mention it very much, so thanks for bringing it up. We've put the Pendant Forge in the garage because, well, there's a couple of reasons. Evening, we've put Chronicles. Stylus is in the house. While we're here, Stylus. We did the Hobby Apocalypse video. It came out on Sunday. People are loving it. It's beating the algorithm. The machine spirit loves it, okay? Guard on guard on guard on guard. Can we get some ones in the chat if you watch the guard on guard on guard on guard? You'll remember the one because there was something the size of a baby sat on the middle of the table shooting at the guard. And hello, Go For It Painting. Not won a tournament in 4 years. Washed up. Look, it's the only one I went to in the last 4 years. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a 100% win record right there. How many of you won? Solomon Gilbert watched it 5 times. Greg Shimonen is on the Magic Mushrooms this evening. He's put a 2 in the chat, which is, I appreciate it, man. But drugs are bad, okay. As the best guard player here, I did appreciate it, says Blood Buffalo. It's the best guard player here, allegedly. Your Dark Angels army from that tournament was cool. Guard 4-way was cool. Thank you, Alan Goffrey. And Heresy Squat has been a member for 21 months. Long time. Thank you very much. Good evening to you too. Iron of the Spawn has put in a 3, so he's drunk and high. Yeah, so here's the thing. It was a great game. It took a long time to film with those 3 clowns in the room. Well, 2.5 clowns. Sultan was taking it quite seriously. But the other 2, Brap and Monkey, if you rubbed their brain cells together, you could get a spark. And you can't find their brain cells either because they haven't been able to find them. But those 2, it was a long-ass game. The idea is to put the Titan in the middle of the table. There'd be so much death and destruction. We'd be over by turn 3, and then we could go down to the pub, down to the Winchester for a bite to eat. And I didn't get to the pub till 10. You know, I'm an Emperor's Children player. What do you expect? Iron of the Spoon. What did you say earlier on? Better late than never. The Eternal Creed. Yeah, I'm here now. There were some rendering issues, but we're good now. And a wizard is never late. A wizard is exactly on time whenever I'm not a wizard. He's a wizard, Harry. Dobby is a sock. Sultan doesn't like tournaments, but yeah, he's what? Happy Wednesday winter, says Jess Craig. Hi, Jess Craig. I look forward to seeing you on Friday to film next Heresy content. The one we're doing on Friday is coming out on Wednesday, next Wednesday. First game of 3.0. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of rules. What are you bringing, Jess Craig? What am I fighting against? I need to set up a table for that as well. This Baneblade is kicking my ass. Don't look. What you want to do is you want to take hold of that Baneblade, okay? Give it a talking to. Tell him who's the boss. You're not the boss. I am the boss. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the Baneblade now. That's what you say to the Baneblade. Take control of the Baneblade. Paperboy J is here from Germany. What's up and what do you think of HH3 so far? I got past. That was another thing that came out last week. The 3.0 review. The STC podcast is back, and we were going to go through the whole of the Heresy 3.0 and review it in one hit. But me and Warsmith Chris didn't get past the Force Organization chart, so we're going to do part 2. We're going to film that on Saturday. That will come out next week, and we'll do all the rest of the steps. And as I said in that video, see, there's a couple of times in my life where I've spent a lot of money on Warhammer, and the other times I like war games. You like war games. You like war games. This is why you're here. I like war games. This is why I'm here. And some people like video games. Some people might say that video game is better than that video game, is better than that video game, is better than that video game. Even if one is better than another, it doesn't stop them playing the other. They just preferred the other one. And there's sometimes in my life where I spent a lot of money on Warhammer. And Heresy 2.0 was one of them. At the start of the edition, 0 legions. At the end of the edition, 6. Spent a lot of money on 2.0. Took me a long time to get over that. And now we're on 3.0. And I am enjoying it. I am enjoying 3.0. There's some parts about it. I am enjoying it. It's very good and in places very bad at the same time. But it's still a war game, and I love war games. Hello? Are you coming in or not?
She's running around downstairs.
What are you doing? Look, this is professional streamer talks to the... No? So he doesn't want to go downstairs because we're hamster sitting right now. Basically, there's 2 creatures in this house, and the job is to make sure neither of them die. And the second creature is a hamster. Sometimes we're on hamster watch, and we're looking after the hamster for my sister's friend's boy, who is his first pet. And so long as I don't hand it back dead, and it's running around on its ball right about now because the sun goes down, it gets up full of energy. And we thought when we first introduced a hamster to the house that we have a cat in, that Tom and Jerry hilarity would ensue, that we'd have a great time. We'd watch him chase her in the ball. We'd watch him glued to the side of the cage like the best TV ever. We'd watch Jerry staples Tom ear to the... all the hilarity that the cartoons... And the internet has also told me that cats eat hamsters, apparently. This one barely eats unless it's like... He doesn't eat... No, it's got to be good food. It's got to be really good food. So all the hilarity that we expected to see, he runs away from the hamster. Hamster rolling around in the boy. He's an old kitty. He doesn't like the hamster. Hamster chasing him. Jerry's chasing Tom in this house. So that's why apparently he left. Then he came back upstairs to get away from the hamster. And now he's probably lying down on the top of the landing. Servosco is in his house. And he's gifted 5 memberships. Can we get a big GG's in the chat for Servosco, please? Big GG's. Yeah, he's lying down at the top of the landing. Servosco, I have sent you the dice. They are dice that have been touched by myself, used in a battle report. Thank you for your 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Massive GG's in the chat. Anyway, so the cat runs from the hamster. No hilarity. Last time we looked after the hamster actually escaped. We came down in the morning to find the cage empty and the hamster in the corner of the room, and the cat didn't even eat it. Hamster was running around all night. Cat scared a hamster. Yeah. This is the thing. What was I talking about? Heresy 3.0. Yes. I am liking Heresy 3.0 now. It took me a while to get that. It plays so differently to 2.0. And I feel like There's definitely... See, this is the difference between 2.0 and 3. This is a fundamental difference between Heresy 2.0 and Heresy 3.0, okay? Strap yourselves in. Lock in. Lean in for this one. You'll like this. Speaking of witness dies, mine has been serving me well. Nice. Lock it. Look. 2.0, there wasn't a list. There were lists. Like if you wanted to win all the time, you could lean into it. You could make really strong lists, but there wasn't a list. Like in 40k, there is a Space Marine list. There is a Emperor's Children list with 3-winged demon princes. There is, there is a list for each faction. Heresy 2.0, there wasn't that. There were lists. There were different ways of doing the voodoo that you do so well. And there were definitely stronger units. 3.0, there's definitely a list. There's definitely, regardless of the faction, there's definitely types of units that you can bring to help you win all 3 versions of the 3 games that exist in the back of the book. And indeed, the 4th mission, which is in the Drop Site Massacre. And it's hard. Now I've done about a dozen games not to lean into that when you're building a new faction. When you're building up your force. Like, okay, I'm going to go hard. I'm going to pick these lists. And is that a good thing? Is it a good thing that there's definitely a couple of units and there's definitely a list that will win all the games? Or is it a bad thing? Because in 2.0 there wasn't. There was Line Breaker, which was very different from War of Lies, for example. The missions were different, hard to disagree. 3.0 can mash with my white scars way more. If you focused on winning 2.0, you could spam easily. What I'm saying is in 2.0 there wasn't. What I'm saying is in 2.0 there were different strengths and weaknesses. There were different lists for different factions to help different factions be stronger. And in 3.0 there's a list for all factions. That's what I'm saying. Eternal Crusader had a hamster once. It also escaped by gnawing through a solid plastic cage and almost got into the gas boiler. I just caught it by its tail. Happy times. 3.0 lost a lot of fluff and Legion identity, which for me is the biggest selling point for Horus Heresy. I mentioned this in the Horus Heresy 3.0 review I did. The rights of war, essentially in 3.0, are ways of adding stuff to your force organization, adding more things. And beforehand, they were that, and Decapitation Strike, and Day of Revelations, and Ravaging Madman. There were rules associated as well, which changed the way you play. Rue gifted 5 memberships. Rue, you legend. He's still alive. Can we get some GGs in the chat for Rue, please? GGs in the chat for Rue. Thank you for supporting the channel. You absolute legend. If you have received a gifted membership this evening, you have been given access to Tier 2 membership, which gets you Discord access. Come join us in the Discord. Join the greatest Warhammer community in the Sol system, the 13th. Come and join the fleet. They're lovely people. Particularly like all the people in there who welcome all the new people when you get the welcome room message pop up. They're always in there saying hello, hello, hello. It's nice. And yeah. How do you feel going up against the Templars with the grey shites, Winters? Did you think the rules were fluffy enough? I am enjoying the Grey Knights right now, 40k. I am enjoying the Grey Knights right now. There is a Black Templar fight on the channel for Tier 3 channel members today. And Warsmith Crystal's on that one. There's also going to be a Black Templar one, which I just filmed. It's not coming out this Sunday. There's another one coming out with Sultan. And he brings about 3,000 points of Black Templars. And he is a Black Templar player. And he said the book was very good. He's liking the new book. Eternal Crusader, are you liking the new book? He's liking the new book. He feels it's fluffy. He feels that it's got some teeth to it. And he feels it's well written. He said with lots of good internal balance, with this thing connecting with that and this thing connected. He likes it. I am enjoying the Grey Knights. I think there's a good couple of detachments in the Grey Knight book. I am sad about the Terminus degree. I'm sad about Kaldor Drago. I'm sad about Grandmaster Thrawn. I'm sad about Kotiaz being taken out. I'm sad about but that was a long time ago. You like it? Yay, more Templars. Very much so. New book is great. See? The Black Templar book. They did well on that one. And apart from all this, if you're a Grey Knight player, they took out all the Inquisitors in 7th, gone. So you had this basically Grey Knights. Games Workshop hates Grey Knights. They were led, right? They were in the Witch Seekers thing. Demon Hunters Codex. There was a Witch Hunters, Demon Hunters Codex back from 3rd edition. And Witch Hunters had the Sisters in and Inquisition. The Demon Hunters had Grey Knights in and the Inquisition. And they were led, and then for the longest time, that was it. And then finally, the Grey Knights Codex dropped. And it was glorious. Cybolt ammunition. There was Inquisitors in it still, of course. And there was the only Toughness 5 Space Marine on the planet, and his name was Kaldor Drago, and he was a Supreme Grandmaster, and he liked warp dust. And he carved Janus's name in Mortarian's heart. It was glorious. Thank you, Matt Ward, for all the epic hero-ness. And then they started taking stuff away. They took the Inquisitors out. They took Thrawn out. And now they've taken Kaldor. The only thing they've added in is Voldus, which is like an auto-include. And it's less now than what it was 15 years ago. And we're still waiting for the Primaris-ified. The Grey Knights, the more Grey Knights, Primaris-ified with massive shields and swords and Stormbolters strapped to their arms in Mark 10 armor. It's where is my new source on the... No, professional. Professional, don't yell at clouds. Positive. Triple Land Raider Godhammer detachment looks fun. Sultan brought along triple Land Raiders against me. 3,000 point game. I think that one's good. See, that would go up next week. But I'm playing Just Craig. So Just Craig's going up next week. And then I could put it out on next weekend. But next weekend, also in the week, I had a lovely game with Luton 09, the Lawmaster himself. That's coming out next weekend. And love to get into Grey Knights, but I'll be waiting. Yeah, I would wait for the Primaris-ified stuff as well. What is your favourite Horus Heresy 3 faction and why? Space Marines. Honestly, struggling to see how 2.0 Rights of War are needed for flavour. I feel the freedom of the new detachment system allows for me to make Death Guard as I envisage them more than the Rights of War. Yeah, so one of the glorious thing about the new Force Organization chart, what Games Workshop is so perfect. The new Force Org for Heresy 3.0, on one hand, is much more flexible than it ever was before, and you can make your Death Guard as you envisage them. All you have to do is bring along more characters, you can bring along more stuff. It's more freedom in 3.0. At the same time, much more restrictions. The full drop pod list is gone, Day of Revelations is gone, All Bikes White Scars list is gone. It's both more and less at the same time. I don't know how they did it, but hats off to Games Workshop there, well done. Oh dear, I only come along for the cloud yelling. We don't yell at clouds. We are not yelling at clouds. We're positive. We're professional. You're locked in with the tournament champion here. Cloud yelling is a glue of this channel. Such shorts material. Yeah, I need to edit a few more out and do them as shorts, don't I? I do appreciate the clips that people send me. Please continue to send me the clips on the Discord. I will use one of them at some point if I'm not embarrassed by myself watching the short. Cloud banter there. No cloud banter. No. No. Professional. Ow. professional streamer, Talkie Tuesday live stream. It's consistency and things. Games Workshop is so perfect. Did I just say that? They are so perfect. There's nothing wrong with Games Workshop. Completely original IP, by the way. Completely original. Do you know that they invented the novel? They first invented plastic miniatures and then wargaming, and then they invented the novel, Black Library. And I think because they invented Black Library, that's why they're so stratospheric today. I think if it was just miniatures and wargames and paint and art, I think it would have been big. But with all the lore that they've been building all this time, all that juice, I think the best thing they ever did was invent the written word. What is today? It's Tuesday. Winters yells at clouds. I do not yell at clouds. He says yelling at a cloud. Could we have a separate cloud yelling channel then? Anyway, so yeah. Oh dear. No, when you talk about the right, look, I'm happy 3.0. There is different types of lists. Look, Custodes, for example. I could only ever bring 3 heavies ever because they don't have rights of war. They don't have access to rights of war either. You couldn't. Custodes was just Force Org. That was it. And they had one warlord trait. If you played Custodes, you were locked into the thing, and that was it. There was no monkeying around. And I've got 5 heavies. I've got 3 Galatas tanks and 2 Galatas dreadnoughts and 3 of the tanks. What are they called? The Gravis tanks, not the Palace Grav tanks, the other ones. Anyway, I've got 5 heavies. And I could never run all of them. And now I can. I can bring along all the 5 heavies because there's no such thing as a heavy slot before. I can unlock the 2 dreadnoughts, unlock 3 of the tanks, run them, so I can bring more of my collection now. So that's good. Yeah, it's more and less at the same time. Cloud yelling rumored for 11th edition. Can we talk about 11th edition rumors? Securing the channel name. What? Curse you, YouTube notifications, for not telling me he was on, says Red Richmond. YouTube, yes. Thanks for reminding us, Red Richard, because we're professional here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the stream and turn your notifications on so you get notified, unless you're Red Richmond, about... Sorry, children are going past the window screaming blood for the blood god. That was quite loud. I wonder if the microphone picked any of that up. Yeah, please hit the like button. Let the machine algorithm know, the machine spirit know that you like the stream. And subscribe and notifications and things like that. Don't forget to yell at clouds. We've done cloud yelling. There'll be no more cloud yelling. Okay? No more cloud yelling this evening. We're going to be gentle, smooth. So 11th edition rumours say it's more like 10.5. Yeah. Not a big refresh. I kind of like indexes every time. I know some people will get a codex, talking to you, Drakari players, and it'll be out of date in 6 months' time. But last year it was Guard, and then it was out of date in 6 months' time because they dropped an index. But if there isn't a reset, that means there isn't indexes. That means your codex will last longer, but you'll be sat on an old codex written for an old edition. When the new edition rolls round, do we prefer the indexes? Do we like a reset? Or do we will like it rolling over? What do we think? Have we done the biscuit section yet? We haven't done we'll get to the biscuit section. Also, codexes will still be used until 11th edition codexes are released, which is good. It's a good thing. We think it's a good thing. That because when the new edition rolls round and you're still using codexes from an old edition with a new edition, codex creep really kicks in then. Mind you, I guess these days that's how it used to be. But now they balance the game every 20 minutes and release new datasheet updates and points updates. So I guess because, I mean, I haven't looked at my phone for the last 22 minutes, so 32 minutes. So there's probably been 3 updates out in that time. So, so when the new edition comes around, I guess it doesn't matter if you're locked in to an old codex or not, because they'll update it. Depends, I guess. Codex Creeper 9th was silly. Yeah, that's what I mean. It was silly, but they update. Like you sneeze and they put an update in. Yeah, the codexes were stupidly powered with how nice. Yeah. A reset's nice. A reset's better. I guess you don't have to buy another codex. I guess it's cheaper. Yeah, like we don't all have to buy indexes at the start of 11th and then a bunch of new codexes, you know? True, but at least the guys will get their codexes last. Will get more use. Yeah, the people who get their codexes last will get more use out of them. Like the guard last time round, 6 months. And World Eaters, 9 months of codex use. Imagine buying a book and you can only use it for 6 months. 9th edition is the edition I hate the most. Amazing rule system ruled by aggressive creep and codexes that you needed a PhD to unlock. I mean, seriously, the AdMech codex in 9th edition. Have you guys seen the flow chart of 9th edition AdMech codex? How it all was a good few months at the end. Every faction should get a basic codex at the start of a new edition. 28 books at the start of a new edition, huh? Then over time they can release fancy edition throughout the edition. Fancy edition throughout the edition. 28 books at the start of the edition. Indexes do the same thing. Instead of, you're basically saying basic codex. Hand of Doom, you're basically saying at the start of the edition, indexes. That's a basic codex. That has a detachment and a thingy bob, and it's a reset. So you're on the index bandwagon. I want litanies back. As Templars player, I disagree. Custom litanies, epic relics, it's such a good time for us. Yeah. Isn't that just a... Yeah. Yeah. They'll never do it, but releasing all the codexes at the same time sounds fantastic. They do it in a Heresy, but it's only like 2 books. Well, no, and Solar Auxilia 3 books, and Mechanicum 4 books, and Questoris Notes 5 books. How do you feel about current Tyranids versus 4th edition Nids when you had Distraction Carnifexes and Hordes of Hormigons and Action Comfort? Yeah, so I think Tyranid players... look, we lost the psychic phase, didn't we? Grey Knights feel it, Eldar feel it, Tyranids feel it, Tyranids really feel it. The rule fearless. Strap yourself in, kids. Here's some deep diving from an old man. The rule, feel no pain, was written for Blood Angels. First appeared in Blood Angels Codex. 2nd edition, 3rd edition? I think it was 3rd edition. Fleet. Advance and charge. Or running. Running was invented for Eldar. And the rule fearless was invented for Tyranids. No morale. In Synapse. Beautiful rule. They've lost that. And they lost their psychic phase. So they lost something at the core of them. Something deep down. Like a really good poo that's been brewing in your bowels for a long time. Like a good one. Like a solid one. Like when you go to the toilet, it basically poos itself. Lots of splashback. Like, and you get that lifting feeling like, I lost a few pounds there. You feel better or immediately. You immediately feel better. One of them. And they lost that deep, deep, deep pile of poo. And now they can run away. And then Psychic can Synapse, and they've lost that identity. Now the creatures are just bigger hitboxes like a video game. They're fun to play. I do like playing Tyranids because I do like my big hitboxes. Talked about it all the time. I like units. My favourite units are those that come in around about 100 points. You know, like baby dreadnoughts, drones, mephitic haulers, things like that. What else comes in around about 100 points? You know, those sorts of things. 140 points, those sort of units. Chonky things. Because they tend to be chonky. So they can take it a bit and they can give it a bit. And yeah, and they tend to explode. I like big hitboxes. I like Tyranids. But it's like that, like I said about Heresy earlier on. Some good things. It's like war games. War games, I like war games. Okay? I like war games. Who knew? You guys like war games. Some war games you like more than the others. Some computer games you like more than the others. And I'll play them. But I lost a little bit of flavour. They lost flavour before Heresy players even knew what hit them around the face. It's like removing the melee bit from Khorne. Nids need the psychic bit. Preach, brother. They need the psychic bit. The shadow in the warp. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but there's a warpy thing. There's a shadow in it. It's like static. It's like turning the radio to static and then turning the dial of the radio all the way up to 11. So all you hear is static. And if the navigators or the astropaths or they try and peer into the warp, it hurts. It hurts. I like big hitboxes cannot lie. I got that reference, Adam San. I got that reference. I don't think anyone ever wanted it gone besides Games Workshop. But why did they want it gone? Why would they want it gone? I don't understand. I'm old. Someone young and fresh. Stay down, Sullivan Gilbert, not you. Someone young and fresh. Why did they want it gone? Why would Games Workshop take the toys away and throw them in the street and then get in a truck and run over them with a car? Why would they do this? Did Games Workshop... Don't give Games Workshop any ideas, dude. This channel, honestly, multi-million-pound ideas are dropping out my ass. They just need to log in and they will see. I can make them billions. Like I said, I think I said like a couple of years ago, one of the things that they needed to do, I did a video, I forget what it was like, 3 thing, I don't know. Anyway, said like bring about a big plastic super heavy tank for Space Marines. And now we're getting that plastic Typhon for Horus Heresy 3.0. That is going to sell by the bucket loads. Didn't drop some rubbish about armies with no psychic being left out when that. What? Don't know what you mean. Psychic phase is okay. They just have to get Thousand Suns right. Sucked up. See, Thousand Suns still have a psychic phase. They still have it. So they can introduce a psychic phase into this rule set for the armies that need a psychic phase. And I would argue to the court, Your Honour, that the Tyranids really want a psychic phase. Really want to see those fingers. No kind of play as a non-psychic faction. Picking up models with no counterplay as a non... No, look, yes. So if you pick up models because you don't have a counterplay to a psychic action, it's the same as picking up models because you got shot. So if I do psychic... I mean, that's a lot of psychic attacks are now psychic shooting attacks. So it's still there. And you're picking up models due to a psychic thing. So it would be nice if that was in its own phase rather than a shooting phase. And there was a perils of the warp chart so you could blow your own brains out. I like the double ones. I like the double sixes. I like it when a mech with a shock attack gun launched himself through the shock attack gun because you got double ones and died. And when a big mech, it's okay if you teleport like half a dozen snotlings into the left trouser leg of a Terminator. That's okay. That's good. That's where you want the snotlings, inside the left trouser leg of a Terminator. and they've gone through the warp, so they're screaming, sniveling, mad, screaming things, clawing at the leg. That's fun. That's fun for everyone. When a big mech gets launched into the left trouser leg of someone in a Terminator suit, there's not a lot of room there. Things get a bit messy, but it's fun. I like the double ones. I like Perils of the Warp. I'm guessing it to make it more simple for new players. Get rid of a psychic phase because it's more simple for new players. I'm guessing you're probably right. Are there any Votan games coming soon? No. There is a Votan campaign on the channel for tier 3 channel members. I see you're a channel member. Hopefully you watched it. Haven't got any Votan lined up at this time. He says that. I mean, the way it works is the calendar's up there and I know what I'm doing like next week and next week. And then there's loads of it, and but I haven't. I mean, there's many. There could be. So they're probably. The answer is yes. The answer, but when, don't know. I asked my 16-year-old son. He said, "So Games Workshop can save money not having to print those pages in a codex." That made me laugh. Kids, huh? I think the whole Mortal Wound order. What? Psychic 8th, not what? Old man reading glasses. I think the whole Mortal Wound ordeal was psychic of 8th and that. See, this is why I have to put the glasses on. Because Iron in the Spoon, right to say, we're locked in. We're talking, okay? You're in his house. I'm in his house. And we're talking. And then a sentence like this appears. Iron of the Spoon. I think it's the whole Mortal Wound ordeal with psychic of 8th and 9th. Now, apologies if English isn't your second language. I think it's the whole Mortal Wound ordeal with psychic of 8th or 9th. But you sound like you're from Swindon or something. That isn't English. Need some freaking help here. I want to see Sultan use bury and use Mr. Froths. I want to see Sultan use bury and kill Tyranids. What does that even mean? I don't understand these words. Yeah, that's more than what I mean. No chance of save. No reanimation for Crons. Oh, you mean like shooting attacks? It's like psychic shooting attacks. No chance of a save. No. Sorry, my first language is American. Okay, I forgive you, Iron of the Spoon. I forgive you. My phone's subcorrect is amazing sometimes. Right, yeah. Listen. You're right. Psychic shooting attacks, maybe you don't get a save. Maybe you don't get reanimation. Because you're Necrons. And if it's rolled into a shooting attack, then you do. And if it's in the psychic phase, then you don't. Here's my big take on it. You can write rules. Lock in, guys. This is going to be good. This might actually be a bit, okay? Lock in. Keep yourself hydrated. Let's have some electrolytes. We're not going to be yelling at clouds. This is going to be good. If Andy H is here, no donations at this time. Though I appreciate the ones when you did so. Okay, listen. Rules writing. Rules writing. Conserve one of two ends. And it can serve both of them at the same time. But underneath the methodology, underneath the intention, what are you trying to do with your rules? One of two things, really. Like, what is the mission statement? You can create war games where the mission statement is to simulate what would happen on a battlefield. And there's many war games like that. And Heresy 2.0 is like that. Bolt Action like that. Blood Bowl is like that. Blood Bowl is a war game with a moving objective. There's lots of... Use the rules to simulate a war game. Or you can use rules for gameplay purposes to improve, change, alter gameplay. or to bring about certain gameplay results. If you lean towards the second way, you're probably using rules to change, alter, bring about gameplay results which might or might not resemble what the battlefield looks like. There might be a tenuous link to simulation, but that is secondary to the idea of I want these rules to simulate and stimulate gameplay. A good example right now is the reduction in toughness for knights. Feels weird, but it's brought about to help stimulate certain gameplay. That's where Games Workshop is leaning at the moment. It's about the game. And which one is good or bad is entirely up to you. I would argue that we're wargamers and we like the setting and we like bot guns and we like space marines and we like orcs and we like explosions and we like all these things. And we, particularly as you get older, you when you're younger, it's more about, I don't know. No, that's a massive generalization, so that's not the case. But I would argue that in your mission statement, if you're trying to simulate a war game, trying to simulate what would actually happen on the battlefield and write rules accordingly around that, if you start from that direction rather than from a gameplay direction, that you end up with a better war game. The other way, you might end up with a better game. But Monopoly is a game, chess is a game. We want war games. We're here to war game. So having some armies that have psychic phases that you have no reaction to because you're a Necron sucks to be you. But that's what happens in the battlefields of the 41st millennium. If you've got a Space Marine or two, chapter or two with some librarians, you might bring the librarians along when you're fighting Tyranids. You might bring the librarians along when you're fighting Eldar or Thousand Suns, but they can stay at the battle barge when you're going up against, I don't know, Votan or Tau. You don't need them. So that's fine, having psychic attacks that you just have to soak up, because that's what happens. It's a bit like bringing an all-infantry list against Imperial Guard guns and artillery. You're going to have a very bad day. You're just going to have to soak up all that firepower. If you're going up against Imperial Guard guns, or even Tau guns, you might want a few boxes to hide in first that can roll up there first so you can jump out and punch them. The rock, paper, scissors element is fine. Having some armies that have some things that you don't have a counter against is fine. And those armies being able to tweak that up so they can do it a bit more when they play against you is fine. And if that was the meta, and if we knew that there was a psychic phase now, and some armies could do this now, then you would see the meta shift a little bit in accordance to help mitigate against that sort of thing. Just like on the battlefield, if there's psychic mind bullets going off all over the place and lightning everywhere, you're bringing a bit more chaff, or you're bringing a bit more transport. So you're bringing I'm down with rules helping simulate the thing. I'm down with that. I'm also down with rules being used and being tweaked to help improve gameplay. That seems like a good thing. It both seems like a good thing. But where do you start? Where is the mission statement? And I think the mission statement should be war game. I think that's where it should start. How to make the battlefields of the 41st millennium come to life. That's what I think. That's my 2 cents. But Necrons can just have psychic... Yes. So they have tombs. They do, yes. They do have some anti-psychic capability with tomb spiders and a few other things. Point stands. The point stands. The point stands. If you want to be simulation, never use the phrase broken reality as things that are just... Yeah. I do like the rock, paper, scissors of it. Just prefer to be interactive. Yeah, but sometimes you have no opportunity to interact. Sometimes things catch you by surprise. They come up from behind. They came from behind. You know, that happens. In a war game, if you don't have any ability to interact to any of your opponent's stuff, yeah, that kind of sucks. And I think that's why they brought along stratagems. Stratagems are like a reactive thing that you can, as well as benefit you and help give you some buffs in your turn, they are stuff that you can do in your opponent's turn to react to what they did. And before 8th edition, there were no stratagems. There were no reactions. Yes, your opponent took a turn and you sat there and had a few hobnobs and a cup of tea and waited for them to do all their moving and then they shot you and then they charged you. You had no reactions. You got shot at, you got charged. Some of the shooting you didn't even get a save for because it just hit, it wounded you dead. And they've made the war game have more reactions now. And that's good. There's more there's more interaction going on. Heresy 3.0 and 2.0 has reactions in it, reaction phases. It's good. I like the interaction. I prefer the interaction. It's good. But there's many things that your opponent can do, many things you can do you just can't react to. And that's fine too. Sometimes they sneak up from behind. It makes sense for some armies to, yes, it makes sense for some armies to have a special phase like the psychic phase. And then Black Templars can find them and hunt them down and kill them. As seen in such great films as The Mentis. What are we talking about? What do you think? Is that? I think that was genius. I think that is tournament champion answering questions there. Yeah, it's the genius level of interaction that we've got used to on this channel. Thank you for joining me on this Talky Tuesday. For completely professional live stream. It makes sense and nice. Thank you. How Trinity sneaks up on the agent and then, yeah, dodge this. In the Matrix. Groovy. Sullivan Gilbert. Okay, lock in for this one. Okay, tournament chap. What tips do you have for a tournament greenie who seldom plays and usually forgets half of his rules? I'm off to a one-dayer on Friday as I pass you on the M4. You're screwed, bro. Brother, you're screwed. If you would have asked me like 2 months ago, I'd have said lock in on one faction and play that faction to death for a week, for 2 weeks, until you lock in on one list. And then all you do is you play that list again and again and again and again. All you do. Tournament. Here's the tournament champs. If anyone out there, this is a clip. If anyone out there is thinking of going to a tournament, here's how you win. Or at least come in the top 2. Find a faction, play that. Play that faction to death for a good couple of weeks, like 5 times a week, every week for 2 or 3 weeks. Lock in on a list and then play that list 5 times a week, every week for the next 2 months. Go on Tabletop Simulator, rinse that thing, and just play that list again and again and again and again and again and again, so you know it like the back of your hands. That's all you need to do. Practice, practice, practice. If you want to become better at ping pong, get yourself a paddle, get yourself a ping pong, knock a ball against the wall every day for a year. By the end, you'll be better at ping pong. If you want to get better at picking your nose, pick your nose every single day. Flicking it, just practice, practice, practice. When I won, because I don't know if you know yet, but I won the 2021 No Retreat Legend of Legends tournament, that GT. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before. The reason why I ended up with that list is because as I was building first a Death Watch list to bring, and then a Death Guard list to bring, I was practicing them against a couple of different armies that my mate Alex brought along, and we brought along the Horde army, and we brought along the Super Fast army, and we brought along the Rock army, because most armies fall into that category. There are rock armies that are really hard to shift. There are horde armies that jail you, keep you in jail, keep you in your deployment zone, 180 Gants, or bikes speeding forward, or Alpha Legion cultists spilling up all over the place. They're called jail lists. And then there's shenanigan lists, speedy lists, zipping around all over the place. Playing that against Alex again and again and again and again, this list and that list, and he built a rock list, the Death Wing list that I finally brought along to the tournament. And we quickly found out that no matter what I was doing to beat that list, even when I built lists and beat that list, it still always scored really high. I think at the tournament, the lowest score I got was 79 points. It was always scoring in the 80s or 90s. It would always score high because it was... it was like a light bulb moment. I was playing with him like, that list is really hard. I don't know if the Death Guard can do it. I don't know if the Death Watch can do it. I think if I go up against a rock list, I'm going to be screwed. I'm going to be screwed. And he said, why don't you bring this list? And I went, you're a goddamn genius. I'm going to bring that list. Wait, we've been proxying lots of stuff. I don't have that list. I can't bring that list. Hello, Den of Imagination. If I sent you a list, would you paint it all up with me in the next 2 weeks so I can take it to this tournament? And they say yes. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And they did, and they painted it up. And then I took it with me. And I won. And that was playing against that list. And then as soon as I switched my mind to that thing, and I played it again and again and again against Alex, practiced it again. It's practice, 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 people. That's what you need to do for tournaments. Lock in on a list. First, you play your faction to figure out what list is good for you. Go on the internet as well, because the internet will tell you where the strong units are, where the weak units are. So you go on the internet, you find out where the strong list is. Because you remember, the list has also got to speak to the player as well. You can have the strongest list in the world, but if it doesn't gel with your playstyle... So, for example, shenanigan army, fast armies, jail armies, horde armies, and rock lists. Like Sultan, he doesn't like rock lists. He likes fast lists. He likes in-your-face lists that are coming across. That's his play style. That's how he thinks. And he's tried to do the Rocky things, Rocky Balboa a few times. It doesn't work. It doesn't sing with him. But me, he likes killing. He likes murder. He's basically a Chaos player at heart. Blood for the Blood God, Skull for the Skull Throne. I don't know why he doesn't play Chaos. But there it is. Blood Angels coming at me. Black Templars coming at me. White Scars coming at me. Raven Guard sneaking in the shadows coming at me. He loves coming at you, Cleopatra, because he likes killing. Me, I like my precious little men. I don't like losing my precious little men. I like rock lists. I like all lists. I like war games. We've been here before. I like but when it comes to tournaments, when it comes to... It's why I like Tyranids with big hitboxes and things. I don't like losing models. I like keeping my models. It's nice when less of my stuff dies. I don't have to kill much of your stuff, but my little toy soldiers, I like them, and when they fall over, it makes me sad. So that appeals to the psychology. There's something in there, you know. There's like psychologists who could probably analyze that about war games. Like, hey, what type of list do you like? Are you Rocky Balboa, or are you the Karate Kid? You know, they'll ask those sorts of questions. You're like, yeah, I'm this way. And because I'm this way, it means that you're an Aries and you like kale or something. I don't know. Okay, as you say, I'm screwed, but that's no big surprise. Yeah, you're screwed, Solomon Gilbert. Have fun at your one-day tournament. Try and have fun. The other piece of advice I give is if you're a tournament greenie, it's probably a good idea to lose your first game. I mean, I don't have to give this piece of advice out, do I? But if you lose your first game, that means you won't go up against it. You're going to lose all your games. You're screwed. You're going to lose all your games. Naught wrong with Aries. You're going to lose all your games, Oliver. I'm sorry. But try and have fun. Have fun while you're losing. Okay? It doesn't make you a loser. All right? No one said that you're a loser just because you're going to lose all your games on Friday. No one said that. No one spoke that into existence. Just take that thought and throw it out your mind. Throw it out your mind. When you stood there on Friday at your first tournament, don't think to yourself again and again and again, Winter's called me a loser. Winter's called me a loser. The whole internet thought I was a loser. Am I a loser? What am I doing here? What is the meaning of life? Should I pack everything up and go and live on a mountain in the Himalayas? Don't think those thoughts. Just have fun. Talking of losers, how is Solgaro? He's fine. He's not a loser. He's a winner. He's a winner. What's Solgaro got to do with this? Solgaro's fine. Brother Captain Solgaro. He's fine. Doesn't get out of the box much, but he's fine. That way he can't lose. Also, don't move to a mountain halfway up the Himalayas because, we would never see you again, and that would be sad. Evening chat. What did I miss? Joseph Troon. Hi. Welcome to the chat. We haven't spoken about biscuits yet, but we have touched on a few other things. Sullivan Gilbert is going to lose. Someone said he was a loser, Sullivan Gilbert. He's going to a first tournament. He's going to go 0-3. Someone said that. But we're not pointing fingers about who said what. There was also some talk about a psychic phase. We also mentioned pussy. There was a pussy. Something about 3.0 and Rights of War. Raging Horn, enjoy your games and have a wee personal goal. Compete your games. What? And have a personal score goal for yourself, score over 50. Or secretly decide to kill every enemy war. Raging Horn. What? Cloud yelling you missed. There was some cloud yelling as well. Yes, Joseph, you missed some of the cloud yelling. No, there wasn't, actually. We're not yelling at clouds this evening. No cloud yelling. Finally broke past book 2 of Heresy. I'm now on Fulgrim and permanently sad over the events of books 3 and 4. Yeah, man, the first 4 books are amazing. Book number 4, Flight of the Eisenstein, is one of Luton 09's favourite Heresy book of all time. Mine is probably Betrayer, Master of Mankind, No Fear. Immediately came off my brain. Oh no, did I miss most of the stream? CR Smith, nothing of consequence has happened this evening yet. You're fine. But I've got clouds to yell at. Been months since there've been any. Dude, we've had a nice summer. For Britain, we haven't had much rain. There's a hosepipe ban. The yellow thing won't go away. Apparently it's going to start raining by the end of the week and won't stop till May, so back to normal soon. Joseph, you missed all the best parts of the stream on Winter's Yard. I did not. There's been no cloud yelling. We haven't yelled at any clouds yet. We are being positive professional this evening with a tournament champion answering your questions. No cloud yelling. Do you think Drukhari will be the last codex this time? Probably. What are we missing? Knights, Drukhari, Votan. Is the Votan out yet? I'm not sure the Votan is out. I think that's all we're missing. When is the biscuit talk? Complete the games, meaning get to battle round 5. Raging Horn. What? Okay, I'll try and. Votan is almost out, I believe. Okay. Hi, CR Smith. I think the Tau midgets are out. Oh, you mean Votan? Talk Jaffa Cakes, nom nom. We're not talking Jaffa Cakes. Complete the games, meaning get to battle round 5. Enjoy your games. And person go, complete your games. And have a personal score goal for yourself, score. Right. So Raging Horn is suggesting that when I play my games, there's another thing to think about. Raging Horn, listen, I appreciate the suggestion. Sullivan Gilbert will back me up here because he's in the chat and he's been on a few times. I do a speech before I play my games. I'm like, when there's a guest in the house, I'm like, hi, there's a few things I need to tell you. One, interrupt me as often as you need to. Two, we'll be checking in the books all the time to make sure that there are no mistakes in this battle report. This is going to take a while because we're going to check and double check and triple check all the time. You challenge me like your tournament whack. I'll challenge you like we're tournament whack, because there's never been a battle report in the history of battle reports on the internet, on any channel ever, that has ever been filmed with a mistake ever. And today will not be that day. That is one of my speeches. Another one of my speeches is, when we get going, I might seem a little distracted because I'm trying to film, I'm trying to think, I'm trying to narrate, and I'm trying to think about what I last said, and then we do some, and then what I'm now saying, and also what I'm saying next, and remember the rules and stuff, and entertain you, and have a great time. And there's a lot going on, Raging Horn, when I'm filming a battle report, and putting other things in my brain in the middle of a battle report is not something this brain is capable of. I just try and lock in. And the other thing I do when I film a battle report as well is there's no breaks, there's no tea, there's no biscuits. Okay, we start at the start and we end at the end, and we keep going and we keep going and we keep going and we keep going and we keep. Because I've found as well that if we take a time out for lunch and pizza or something in the middle of it, by the time I get back upstairs and start filming again, we are screwed. And there might be a battle report with the first mistake in it ever filmed ever. So we lock in. And so my opponent, while we get going, if you're asking me questions and saying funny things and doing it, and I seem a little distracted because I'm not in the room, that's because I am not in the room. If it seems like I'm not in the room, it's because I am multitasking. It's a painful experience. It's not painful. It's not painful. It's, what's the words I'm looking for? It's you need the zone, okay? You need to lock in the zone. What do the sports stars say when they're like they're in the zone or something? Anyway, flow state. It's a flow state mentality. Like filming at the start, like welcome to the thing and welcome to the thing. That takes about 5 shots sometimes. That takes about 5 cuts sometimes because I say the wrong thing or a you get into that flow state. You get into the flow state. You get into you flow. So I can't put other things in my brain while I'm filming a thing to do a thing to bring about more things. Just film the thing. Winters in the zone is impossible to break out of, says Just Craig. Thank you. Sullivan Gilbert, my objective is to ensure my opponents have a great game. Exactly, Sullivan Gilbert. That's that. You can't win every single game you play. You're going to lose about 50% of them. But what you can do is ensure that your opponent has a great time every single game you play. And if your opponent's having a great time every single game you play, then you're probably having a great time too. And that's all there is to it, really. Have a good time while you enjoy your hobby. Throw in dice. Win or lose. That's all there is to it. Have a great time. And don't yell at clouds. Florida clouds, fight back is what you're saying. What? Did I miss the Jaffa Cake review? We're not doing Jaffa Cakes this year. We did Jaffa Cake review. Check back on a live stream a while ago. There was a full-on Jaffa Cake review. Can you yell at clouds here in Florida? It's pouring rain every single day. I thought Florida was a lovely place. Not like light shower, but downpour with thunder and lightning. You guys have proper storms like hurricanes and things. And isn't Florida sinking? It's going to be under the water soon. Clearly, you're not using enough DACA against the clouds. Yeah. Yeah. Rain. It's raining in Florida, is it? Nice. It started raining today, a bit. It's going to start raining again in England very soon. And it won't stop until May. We had a good summer, though. We had a good run. Guys. This was a good one. Florida's hailstorm in summers. Because you're tropical, right? Like Florida is the only state which is tropical. At least in the southern bit. So in the summer, yeah, you're going to get all the things. But in the winter, it's lovely. Just combine them into 4 books. One for Space Marines, one for Chaos, one for Imperial, one for Xenos. What the hell are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know what's that. It sounds like heresy. Horus Heresy. What are we talking about? Where are we? What's going on? Who are you? What's going on here? Have you ever seen about a report with a mistake in? I certainly have never failed one. Never. I don't forget to have cool moments. In my last game, Dante's 6 Sanguinary Guard died to Fabius Barn, chosen friends. The next save, Fabius tried to charge Dante, watch blown up by... Yeah, dude, cool moments will have... If you play war games, that's what... I can't remember who wins and loses most of the time. When people say, "Hey, I played that game against you," it's like, yeah, I remember the game. No idea who won or lost 99% of the time, but I do remember the cool moments. It's why I like war games. I like the explosions. I like when 6 Angry Guy died to Fabius Bile and chosen friends. That sounds cool. Then the next turn, Fabius tried to charge Dante, Overwatch, blowing up Bile in one shot. See, that's beautiful. I love those moments. When something explodes and blows up something else nearby, boom, boom, those chain reaction. I love... Those are the war games. Those are the Warhammer. When Warhammer happens on the tabletop, I am happy. We did indeed have a good summer, apart from the wasp's nest in the shed, little bastards. I had a wasp nest in my... Not this house, the old house. There was a wasp nest. I didn't know there was a wasp nest in the attic. And I went up there It must have been... I went up there for some reason and got stung. And I was like, ow! And I looked around. I'm like, there's a shit ton of wasps up here. And then, went back downstairs and did that. And then later on, I had to put whatever it was back up in the attic again and climb back up there. It's like, ow! It's like, there's a shit ton of... Oh, look, there's a wasp nest over there. I got stung twice. Didn't learn it the first time. In my attic. If you do have a wasp nest in your attic and you live alone and you don't have a girlfriend, what you can do is ignore it. And they will eventually die. And it goes away. If you do have a girlfriend or a wife... That option is probably not open. Had a great game against Sullivan Gilbert at Match of Winters. His orcs are awesome. And Sullivan Gilbert is an awesome person. Shame he loses every fight. If we're talking about cool moments, Kevin survived bright lancers and a prism, then blew up all over Ukraine. Nice. Don't forget his Imperno Pistols, sustained its D3, damage D6, melt with 2, so if a successful overall would make against a stay. Yeah, we're talking about Dante. Yeah. Or if it's a paper wasp's nest, you can always take a lighter to it. What, in my attic? Take a lighter to it. I've been stung twice. I wasn't going up there again. That was it for the summer. Done. Keep that shut. They live there now. I assume that the wasps up in the attic had a lovely time. And they never came back either. It was in the corner of the attic. Like next year, I came up and it was just a dead thing in the corner. I don't know how they make that big brown ball, the wasp nest. Is it like paper or something, or spit? What is it? It's like aliens. They're like... Is that how they, with the glands, like, kill me, is it like that? I don't know. Just eat them, extra protein. Yeah, insects are supposed to be full of protein, aren't they? Sullivan Gilbert beat me in pre-game before the Plants Firestorm event. Did he? That's his first game he's ever won. They make it out of wood fibers they chew. They make it out of wood fibers? Wasps? Okay, so here we have two competing things. Eternal Crusader says they make it out of wood fibers they chew, and C.R. Smith says they use mud and spit. Which is it, chat? Wood fibers and chew, or mud and spit? If I was making a nest, it would definitely be mud and spit. Wasps chew up wood and spit it out to make structures. No, C.R. Smith has okay, so apparently it is wood fibers and they chew. But the psychic phase in 9th felt shoehorned into the game. What are we still talking about? The psychic phase? The psychic phase in 9th felt shoehorned into the game. Yeah, there's a better way to do it, isn't there? There's a better way to do it. Depends on the wasp. Different species do either. There's more than one species of wasp. Is there? Money? What? Depends on the species. I had paper wasp nest in my shed, which I promptly ignited. I thought you had mud daubers. Sorry, haha. What? Mud daubers are birds, aren't they? Mud daubers in my... Oh, right. There's like thousands of wasp species. No, there's one, and it's yellow and black. One wasp. I got stung by a black hornet once. I was in Hong Kong. I was very young. And I got stung right in the back. We were throwing stones at this hornet nest. I was 8, okay? I was 8. Someone hit the hornet nest. These fuckers. There was millions of them. Zulus, thousands of them. They went everywhere. I was running down the screaming. One landed on the back of my neck, stung the back of my neck. Oh, I've broken my arm, dudes. I mean, we're most of us are men here. We've broken our arms. We've been attacked by dogs, probably a shark bite. We've had stitches. We've had fractures. We've had electric shocks. Okay, we've had all these things happen to us. See that finger there? You know that finger. Not that. No. You see this one? That edge is melted away. That was an electric shock. Don't put your finger in a socket. We've had these things happen to us. Pain is our friend. But it was the most pain I've ever been in. My neck, you know when people get these things on them, they get those things, the collars on their neck like that? Like that guy in Fight Club. You gave me this, sir. You know that guy without all the bars? My neck went up like that. It was like straight. There was no neck. It was all head. All head. I had a lot of head that year. For like days. It swelled. Oh. Don't throw. Here's a tip for you. Don't throw stones at hornets' nests. There you go. It's free advice. That's the kind of content you're here for. Free advice like that. Perfect content. In case you're wondering. In case tomorrow on the way to work you find a black hornet's nest. It was a black hornet apparently. Apparently there's different species of hornets. Did you know that? There's only one species of wasp, but many different species of hornet. Black hornet's nest. Apparently they're really venomous. Some type of indigenous. Anyway, don't throw the things. I definitely not a gator. All head. It was all head, mate. All head. There was no neck, no shaft, no nothing. All head. Was it as much head as Winter's Dice will give you? No. Winter's Dice will give you perfect head. Giant Asian hornets. Well, I was 8 years old. They were very big as far as... They were big, you know. Insects out there in the tropics, if you notice, they're a lot bigger than they are. I mean, definitely not gator, and the Americans probably have massive insects, but they're not as big as they are in Europe. Insects over here, they're not that big. But then you go away to somewhere really exotic like Swansea, and then you see like dragonflies the size of a small turtle. Hi Doombringer, you might enjoy playing Horus Heresy. It's more rules crunchy and provides more narrative aspect with the rules. You can do both. 40k and Heresy. What are we chatting about? Where are we? What's going on? Welcome to this Talky Tuesday live stream with me, your host, Winters SEO. Don't forget to smash that like button and let the machine spirit know that you appreciate this kind of content. If you're watching this as a VOD, shout out the VOD squad. Watching the VOD after the stream, VOD squad represent Dagda, I see you. If you're watching that, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and become a Winters channel member. The last bit you don't really have to do, but just smash the like button and subscribe. That helps. And if you're a millionaire, then definitely become a member on all of your accounts, because you're a millionaire. Give me some of your money. You don't need it all. You got millions. Will the Emperor's Champion be allowed at the end and the death? He is not an epic hero anymore. The answer is yes. Yell at hornets' nests. Throw rocks at clouds. Don't do either of these things. If there was one thing you could change about 40k, what would it be? No more Craftworld Eldar. I would kill them. Halfway through Echo of Eternity 2. Read through. Love it. Echoes of Eternity 2. Yes. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. So it's Votan then. Drukari, that's all the codexes now. Any ideas, hopes for the end of the edition shenanigans? I think they're doing it. So The last two ends of the editions, they did Arcs of Omens, and then the last one was Psychic Awakening, and then before that they did the Great Rift ripped in. Have I got any ideas? No, but they're gonna do something. They're gonna push this. I hope it's connected to the King in Yellow. In Florida, you have to watch out for alligators climbing your fence. Fuck that. No. No, I'm afraid not. This is why you guys have guns. If there was, I would, one, leave, and two, while I'm waiting to leave, I would have like a minigun, like Terminator 3. That would be set up, ready to shoot the alligators climbing fences. Next thing you'll know, they'll be playing golf and driving cars. Shoot those bitches. Kennedy Space Center has to tilt all their fences outwards because alligators kept climbing into the NASA areas. Ah! No. They are demons from the warp alligators. Kill them all. Have you read Era of Uranus yet? Yeah, I have. Russ and Vulcan return. There could be another Primarch. I fucking love alligators. I love cookies. Yeah. Hot take incoming. I would adopt and house a gator. No questions asked. It is a dinosaur. You don't let dinosaurs into your home. They were around. There's a couple of things that survived the aliens that came down 65 million years ago and reset the switch on this flat earth. You know, the thing that some people say is an impact event. You know, the alien landing. Some people also think that Australia exists. It's just weird what people think. Anyway, sharks survived. And all the raptors, they survived. Your chicken was a terror chicken back. And gators, they survived. It's against the natural order of things. They should be extinguished. What if it's an old one, though? True, though. Maybe they can't be extinguished. Maybe the gators are. Maybe the birds are dying. Yeah, birds. I like alligators as long as they're on another continent. That's my thoughts exactly. Yeah. Definitely not gay. Has been a member for 10 months. Thank you. Very long. I appreciate you. This is why Winters are 40k YouTubers. Gators aren't real. Gators are real. And they're over there. And they can stay there. But they're freaking dinosaurs. And if I lived in a country where I had guns and gators, I'd be killing a lot of gators. That's all I'm saying. Mind you, if I lived in a country which had guns and pandas, I'd be shooting those bitches as well. I hate pandas. They're just... What are they good for? You know? Can I say I hate YouTube streaming? I've been chatting to content you said 20 minutes ago. Dinosaurs are not reptiles. Also, they're swamp puppies. They've got big, nasty, sharp, pointy teeth. They'll have your leg off. No. We live in the UK, like the most dangerous thing you might bump into on a walk is, apart from someone screaming, covered in Nutella, running down the street with a kitchen knife, apart from that, the most dangerous thing you might bump into in a walk is like a very angry blackbird. A crow, for example. Who is messaging me in the middle of a live stream? Just Craig. Evening, as always, list I'll bring a detachment. Just did some detachment of. Just Craig, are you still in the chat? Because he's sending me, this is what I'm filming against tomorrow or the next day. His first Horus Heresy 3.0. There's a Kratos there. Looks like Sons of Horus to me. I don't know how many points it is, though. You don't have to tell me what you're bringing, Craig. I just need to know what faction you're bringing so I don't bring the same faction. That's all I need. But you can show me the whole thing. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Are you still in the chat? Oh, God, you're not meant to read that art. Yes, but if someone's sending me messages in the stream, I'm going to read them. Hi, stoked to catch the live stream. Hi, Wrath of Constantine. And that's all we have time for this evening. Happy wargaming. I'm kidding. Oh, dear. There's still a few things I want to show you. No, I'm not getting naked. Pandas, that made me laugh. That's such a strange thing to hate. Pandas. Look. Couple of things. I've been on the internet. one of the things on the internet that you can see is lovely kittens and cats and puppies and animals doing funny things. Okay, it's one of the benefits, and me doing funny things. Koalas, they eat the eucalyptus, right? And they're meat eaters. They got the big, nasty, sharp, pointy teeth, right? They should be eating meat, but they've got addicted to the eucalyptus, and they're pissed all the time. They're drunk, and they fall out of trees. They're drunk, okay? And then pandas, they're eating that. They've got the nasty, sharp. They've got the carnivore teeth as well, and they've got addicted to the panda cane or whatever it is. And that ferments in their stomach, but gives off some sort of acidic thing. And they're stoned all the time. One group of bears pissed all the time. One group of bears stoned all the time. What are they good for? Addicts, I say. Addicts. We don't need them in the animal kingdom. They're giving all the other mammals a bad name. Drop bears. Yeah, phew, there's some clouds that haven't been yelling at yet. What? That wasn't, no, that's not yelling at clouds. That was straight up stand-up comedy, that was. Sit-down comedy. That was content right there. That was talking about psychic phase when wife calls. Panda stomach fermenting when I return to stream. They're a bunch of pissheads, mate. I got some... 1 minute. Let's look in on what Raging Horn said up here. Look, I got some serious horsefly bites once. 73 bites in a scary summery Scotland. It was the one day of summer they ever had. 73 horsefly bites. You counted them. That sounds quite painful. Any more units to add to Emperor's Children? Thank you. Someone asked Warhammer questions and what's coming up. Well, we'll get to that. Pandas are awesome. They looked at bamboo, which no one was eating. And as has cyanide, they said, well, no one's complete for us, so we'll eat that. But they still eat meat if it presents, do they? Okay. Panda hate. Yes. Look, you shouldn't be a hater. You shouldn't be a hater. Be a lover, not a hater. But you need to hate one thing just to get it out, okay? Just to get it out. Be a lover. In 99.999% of all your stuff, but one thing. Fucking pandas. But yeah. Any more units to add to the Emperor's Children? Glad you asked. Hello. Testing. Are we still there? I got this. This turned up today, and these are based. They're going to be like that. And I need to null them and then bring them up, and then that's the Land Raider. Just stop falling over, you stupid microphone. People, it's a professional microphone. Stay. It's because it's resting on this, you see. I don't even know if I need to rest it on the box. All this time, I've just been resting on the box. Maybe that's good enough. Maybe it doesn't need to rest on the box. Maybe you can hear me quite... I'm going to take the box away, and then maybe it won't fall. Can you hear that? Does it sound like woodpeckers having sex? Woodpecker sex. It's sexy time. Yeah, so we're doing these. Look, and then they're the Kersey ones. But I had to put some of the spikes on. And I know they look quite imperial, but I didn't want to put the spikes all the way down because I just know not this year or next year or the year after, but the spikes will break at some point. So I didn't want the spikes on, so I did that with the spikes, and we've done that with the spikes on the Land Raider as well. We're going to put hooks down the side, and then on the Tormentor's Infractors box. Yeah. I kept all of these, which are the Emperor's Children, and then I'm going to glue them on the. So yes, right. 40k, guys. Was the Dawnbreaker cohort ever an actually heresy book? What? No. What? Yes. Out. What? Good. What? What? Who? Imagine. Will I be getting the new Nightbringer? Yes. Will I be using... the new Nightbringer model looks really, really nice. But I'll tell you what also looks nice. The Death Reaper model from Den of Imagination Painting Studios. It's the best painted model I own. It's gorgeous. And they designed it with my help, actually. It was like, this is what I wanted it to look like. I wanted the mouth to thing. And they came up with this design, that design. I was like, no, it needs more robes. And then I was like, no, it needs the open mouth. And the new Nightbringer model has the big open mouth. Like, I feel like they've been copying my homework. Or maybe me and the model designers at Games Workshop are vibrating at the same frequency. But either that, it's, yeah. So I like it. But I'm never going to make it look as good as the Den of Imagination one. Can you run any of your 40k Emperor's Children in your 30k army? No. Den one is cool. It is. Heresy question, page 194. I love it, War Venom. That's specific. This is the sort of specificity. I'm glad you're here, War Venom. Thank you. Chat is normally, you know, like, let's talk about hobnobs, but you're like in there, page 194. Look at this, guys. War Venom, new to the chat, I think, is asking a tournament champion some very specific questions here. So, page 194 sort of covers snapshots. There is no shortcut in the back of the book. Can I use flamers? Yes. P.S. Can't find Wall of Death. That's because there is no Wall of Death. You just put them down. You just go... You can snap fire blast weapons and flamer weapons. Basically, there's no exceptions where all the Wall of Death stuff where they had exceptions and use this rule instead or do that instead. There's nothing written in it at all telling you that template weapons are used differently. So you use them exactly the same, which means that you can template the crap out of someone on Overwatch. It's like another shooting attack. Was that the My Little Pony tournament? Ha. Is that funny? Guys, seriously, is the microphone okay down here? I mean, what is better? Is it? Seriously, guys. Wall of Death is a metal. Like, all this time, it's been resting on boxes. So, we're going to sound check, okay? We're going to be professional now. Let's lock in. Let's improve the quality of the stream, right? It's for next week, okay? Mic is fine, right? So, test. How is the sound quality here? You ready? This is testing, 1, 2, 3. Hi. How you doing? Do you come here often? You know, that's... Do you want a coffee or something? I play Warhammer. That makes me a 10, right? So that's one level. That's one level. And then we do it on the lower level. We take box away. We improve stability of the microphone positioning. Hi there. I'm Winters. You want to come back to my place and play with my head? Winter's head. The best head in the game. Is the sound quality the same? Worse? Are we a good resting on the desk, or do we need to elevate? Do we need to elevate our game is what I'm asking. Do we need to elevate our game? Is that how you met Mrs. Winters? Say about the same. No, I did tell her I was a Warhammer player right at the start. I got first date, very first date. Went to the pub for coffee. It wasn't a pub. It was a hotel pub. It was a nice pub. It wasn't an English pub. It was a pub in a hotel, sort of a lobby. It was a nice place. I took her to a nice place, and she was late because she was coming back from a speed awareness class because she'd been screwed for speeding, and instead of take the points, she went to speed awareness class, and she was late to the date, so she sped back to get to me. Anyway, on the first date, we're like, hi. It was a good hour or so in. I was like, I need to tell you that little men, there's lots of little men in my house, and I paint them and I love them. I love the little men. Little men make me happy, particularly when you paint them and play with the little men's. And she said, do you have any pictures of this thing? Oh, you want to see the galleries? She said, what galleries? Yeah, well, on this phone or on the other phone with all the gallery. Which one? She said, just show me a picture. I was like, so I showed her a picture. She said, yeah, I've heard of that stuff. That's good. I'm pleased that you have a hobby that isn't going out there stabbing people or anything, particularly as you're in Swindon, because the tradition in Swindon, the normal hobby in Swindon is to go out there and stab people. And so, yeah, I showed her and she was like, good, it's not the stabbing hobby, that's fine. Just don't ever, ever, ever ask me to play this goddamn game or paint or talk to me about it ever. I don't want to know. That's your thing. You keep your thing. That's fine. I'm glad you have a hobby. It stops you getting stabbed. So yeah, on the first date, you gotta be forward. You gotta let the normies know, so you don't scare them later on. You gotta let them know that they're dealing with an awesome person, an awesome creative genius, who likes creative things. If a man plays Warhammer, that's either a great plus or a massive red flag. Great plus, C.R. Smith. Great plus, only great plus. There's no in between. I'm either going, oh, that's awesome, we can share a hobby, or he's going to steal my kidneys. Only great plus. The stabbing, stealing kidneys is not the Warhammer thing. If he's an Emperor's Children player, it's the kidneys. No, we don't steal the kidneys. We buy the kidneys and put them in a meat pie. I like inviting strange men to my house to play. No, that came later. So we got married, and then I was playing less. And so I need to invite strange men to my house now. Can I go on the internet and use the internet to invite men to my house? And she said yes. Can't hear you. So we need to put can't hear you. So we need to put this back on here. Can't hear you. Is this better? Is that better then? Is this better? Is this better? Can you hear me now? Hear me now. Hear me now. Hear me now. West Side Massive is the best. It's bouncing around there like a thing. Is Wrath of Constantine pulling my chain? Winters, you're the reason I started playing 40k at the start of 8th edition. Now I have a crack problem. I'm sorry, Sans. Bold, I'm sorry. Apologies to your bank as well. Terribly sorry, old bean. Yeah. It's just, no, he's stealing kidneys to pay the Warhammer minis. Is this better on the thing or is it not on the thing? I thought someone said it's the same. Why it's same? Wrath of Constantine. What is going on with the sound? Wrath, you're winding me up. My missus wish I could afford Heresy 2. It's all about time. It's not about money. It's about time. I mean, doing 2 of them is incredible. My missus just doesn't get it. Same. I play against her friends and her friends' partners. She is the only one who has no interest. Same. We take the piss. She has a type in fellas and friends and it's 40k, but she doesn't get it. Yeah. Mine too. Blood Buffalo up there. I waited until mine was pregnant and then he told her. And Boulders, how long have you been together with your girl, my man? 12 years? 12 years. Yeah, same. You got me into a 40k war game. I'm sorry, Iron of the Spoon. I'm so sorry, Boulder Sands, for getting you into this dreadful hobby. It's horrible, isn't it? Stay hydrated, people. Right. So that's what's happening on the painting desk. Do we want to talk about anything else? Who's messaging me? What is that? Oh. Codex review samples. Perhaps shouldn't have said that out loud. Didn't say which one. You got me into... Yes, so what are we talking about? Yes, there's another thing I wanted to share with you. What? You got me into Horus Heresy. Got all the stuff for 2.0 and 3.0 got released. Thanks. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know. No one knew that it would be so soon. I think we can all agree that a 3-year release cycle isn't the way to go. What's coming after Emperor's Children? That's a good question. What's on Saturday this week? Saturday, I don't release videos on Saturday, but Sunday, Black Templars, more Black Templars. Don't tell the Eternal Crusader that I'm doing a 3,000 point back report on Sunday, though. He will shit the bed. What's coming after Emperor's Children? That's a good point. I don't know, because I've got all the Night Lords up there, right? But the new turret came out for Saturnine in the box, and I was thinking about going Iron Warriors rather than Night Lords. But I also want to add some things to the 13th. I want to add some tanks. And like the 13th, like in the middle of this edition, I did a couple of tanks and a couple of dreadnoughts for them. And I added a unit of, I added some more intercessors just to have troops. Because I'm always adding to the 13th, right? And then I feel like I haven't touched the 13th for like a couple of years, 2 years, year and a half. So I think after the Emperor's Children, I think I'm going to add some more 13th, like some impulsors or repulsors or something, and some blade guard. I'll add something to the 13th. Because I just got to keep feeding that beast. And then after that, well, there's new Imperial Knights at some point. And then there's the new Imperial Knight with all the guns on it. You know, the one that they leaked. I want that as well. So that's a good couple of weeks doing an Imperial Knight. I don't know. I'll figure it out. By the time I've been helping Alex with his word bearers as well. Like he's done that 10-man command squad retinue that we were doing, and I might just help Alex with his word bearers because he's nearly at 3,000 points. Sorry, Winter's just messing with you. Thanks, Rather Constantine. Thanks, that was really funny. Honestly. Tastiest paint. Dulux, double emulsion. How would you feel about someone painting up some spare models of the 13th and sending them to me? That's a lovely, lovely idea, but people have done it in the past, and the colour tone isn't the same as the colour tone, so they haven't been used much or at all. Like there's one guy like Solgara in Terminator Plate is versus Solgara not in Terminator Plate is, because that matched. And also I told him not to do base, and then I did the base to match my bases with my base. Monkey's also painted up a few of the 13th as well, because he's got the colour recipes. So it's a nice idea, but it's just matching them to the thing. So if someone wanted to paint models for the 13th and 13th second company, so Primaris ones are Macragge blue with white helmets, and if they didn't base them either, then I'll be happy to receive any donation, any new in things, inductees, what are they called, new recruits into the that would be lovely. Yeah, particularly if it's stuff that I haven't got, so long as it matches. What will be the next Games Workshop army after the Emperor's Children? What will be the next Games Workshop army after this Emperor's Children debacle? I don't know. So you don't like we paint then? What? Could you post the recipe in the Discord? Macragge blue. So there is actually a painting tutorial, I do better for you, on the YouTube channel for the old school firstborn, exactly how I paint 13th, how I paint Space Marines. It's got like 30,000 views. It's way out of date because it uses paints that don't exist anymore. Follow that and just swap out the blue for Macragge blue. Macragge blue from a can. That's so the second company, which are the Primaris ones, are painted exactly the same as in that video, except for Macragge blue. So there you go. You've got a whole video to look at. I painted some of the 13th, then we looted them. Yeah, Sullivan Gilbert there's a few 13th on his, yes, and there's quite a few 13th on the bases dead, like, and quite a few bases across the Imperium as well, and Xenos and things. Yeah, I've seen them. I've rocked up to events before, my own event, and played against someone who's got my dead Space Marines all across their bases, and I think that's cool. I think it's really cool. I like that effort. I like it when people do that. They could have been painted red. They could have been painted Sultan's colours, but no. No, very Emperor Spears is going. Lots of Emperor Spears are going on. In my mind, they're Emperor Spears, not the 13th, because everyone knows that Games Workshop stole my colour scheme, put them on the Emperor Spears. I love you, Aaron Dembski-Bowden. You are a genius. If Swindon is real, how come I've never seen them play soccer on my TV? Cause their soccer team is pants, a big pile of monkey pants. Being real isn't necessary. I'm from Australia, which Winter said is not real. You're not from Australia, Fresh One. It doesn't real. It's not on the internet. Like, you're all paid actors. Still no itch to play Mechanicus. Not Adeptus Mechanicus for 40k for two reasons. One, the book is rather it's been completely retconned from the ground up. Look, I don't use the app. I use the books, and I write in the books when they change the stuff. I write the new stuff in, and then it changes, and then it changes. There are two books that they've rewritten from the ground up, basically, and one is Mechanicus, and one is Gene-Stealer Occults. And so it's impenetrable. It's almost impenetrable now. And also, Mechanicus hasn't felt like Adeptus Mechanicus since 8th. I mean, does anyone play Adeptus Mechanicus anymore? Anyone? Bueller? Do they know how to do Mechanicus anymore? Correct, I'm a paid actor. You owe me money. I'm just floating in the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, no one's paid. Yeah. No one plays Mechanicus anymore. There's so many Mechanicus armies all over the internet, all over eBay. They've dropped the points through the floor to encourage people to get more and more and more. But Mechanicum for Heresy, I will be playing. I have had a good look through the book. I will get there. Like at the moment on the YouTubes, there's a lot of Grey Knight content coming out for 40k because that's the book I'm in at the moment. Really enjoying that. I do batches. I've got so many armies. I've got to focus on a couple of armies at a time. Otherwise, it makes my head hurt. So we focus on a couple of armies at a time. For Heresy right now, I'm focused on a couple of Legion armies. I'm focused on the Legion armies right now. Focus on the Legion armies. Once I got that down, and I'm almost there actually. I reckon another month. In about another month, I'll be like, right, let's do some Mechanicum and let's do some Custodes. I'm thinking about another month. Don't hold me on that one. But I'm still trying to get the interactions down and what's going on and how it's going on, you know? Because a lot changed. Poor 40k Albec, I know, right? 30k models, so pretty, I know, right? The same company makes the 30k models as the 40k models. 40k models, we have Inspector Gadget on stilts with a sniper rifle, and he fires his rifle and he falls down. Because, I mean, you would. And then in 30k, we have these chonking, great cybernetic robots that will rip your leg off. Made by the same company. Have you added any of the new Heresy models to the Mechanicum? Evening, Kaiser. The answer to that is no. Because every new Mechanicum model they've released in plastic, I already own in resin multiple times over. So it's yeah, I don't think, apart from the Archmagos, that one in plastic, but I've got 3 Archmagoses or Magoses that you could use of Magi. So yeah, I'm really lucky. Like when the Castellax came out, I got that. When the Thanatars came out, I got that. And Thanatars with the Soilux lads, got 2 of them. Yeah, tanks, got that. I got all the things. So I haven't needed to add anything yet. I'm looking forward to plastic Myrmidons. Like I got a dozen Azracs. That was one of the last things they released. I'm looking forward to plastic Myrmidons. Because then I can bring lots more. Because I've got like 6 right now. And the Forge World, I don't know if you've noticed, but Forge World stuff is rather expensive. And I'd like a lot more Myrmidons. I'd like, instead of 6, I'd like 18. I think 18 would be good. Actually, 24 would be really good. Like 2 units of close combat ones and 2 units of Merman Destructors in the backfield shooting stuff. You know, Vanguard points, you can kill a unit with guns on an objective 24 inches away. And if you're a Vanguard unit and you kill that unit on an objective, you get Vanguard points. And you've gone nowhere near that objective. And Myrmidons have Vanguard points and guns. They don't even have to get there. So I want, in the previous edition, I wouldn't have had Myrmidon Destructors. I'd have just had Myrmidon Secateurs running up, hitting stuff with axes. Because big, chunky things, right? Rock lists, that's me. Stuff that's hard to remove many wounds like that. And I'd like a lot more Myrmidons, please. I'd like them. When they get them, bring them. How I feel when I look at the... Right. I don't think I've ever heard you say what's your favourite Horus Heresy book. It's Betrayer, right? Yeah, it changes depending on whether I'm on my period or not. And what I've read, what time of the month it is, whoever asked me what army I'm painting at the time. But generally speaking, when everyone asks me what's my favourite book, Betrayer is up there, No Fear is up there, Master of Mankind is up there, and of course the first 4 don't even come into the equation, but the first 4 are one book and they're amazing, and the Siege of Terror at the end, that's amazing. Siege of Terror, one book. First 4, one book. But also the first time I read like Mechanicum, Thousand Suns, they were okay. Like there's many books that you read the first time and you think this is good or not as good or da-da-da. But when you go through the series again, you really, really like the second time round. So, like Mechanicum is one of my favourite books. Thousand Suns is one of my favourite books. These are Graham McNeill books. Yeah, and the first time round they weren't, but only because I've done the Heresy a couple of times. The amount of depth. Graham McNeill is... We all love Dan Abnett and ADB. Character-driven stuff. Stuff happens straight away. You're sucked in. See through the eyes of the thing. Graham McNeill is more of a slow build. His books take longer to get going, but they've got more depth, more and bigger, wider, huger, harder by the end. That's Graham McNeill's writing style. So the second or third time you do a Graham McNeill book, you pull a lot more off the page. So yeah, first 4, last 1. Mechanicum, Thousand Suns, Betrayer, No Fear, Master of Mankind. They're all great books. I couldn't say which one is my favourite. I mean, The First Heretic, I didn't like it the first time around. It was one of those okay books. And loads of people think The First Heretic is one of their favourite books. Now I've done the Heresy again all the way through on Audible. And we're up to the Master of Mankind. And I love The First Heretic now. It's one of my favourite books. But the first time round, it's like, the Ultramarines wouldn't do that. Big E wouldn't do that. It seemed law-breaking. It seemed, But now I know what I know. Like the deeper stuff. Like, he wouldn't do that. And Malcador wouldn't say that. And he punched Malcador and did it. And he said, Father, he's not listening. You know, it's like, no, this doesn't make sense. But now I know, now I know the bigger thing. And now I've done Malcador, First Lord of the Imperium. That short story. There's also short stories. There is some awesome short stories. Like The Blood Games, awesome. The Lightning Tower, awesome. The Last Church, awesome. Prince of Crows, awesome. Sinister. The short stories, some of the best short stories like Sinister hit harder than some of the books. Because you can eat them up real quick. They're so good. Iron Within. Jonathan Keeble and Toby Longworth, those two. If it isn't Jonathan Keeble or Toby Longworth narrating it, you know that you're like for example, Damnation of Pythos. There's a couple of heresy books that I recommend people just skip. If you're doing the entire heresy, then you're doing the entire heresy. But if you're doing chunks and you want to do most of it, but you want to avoid a few books here or there, then the Battle of the Abyss, I don't even know what that one's called with the Furious Abyss, skip that one. Damnation of Python, skip that one. There's a couple you can skip. However, if you're doing it on Audible, Damnation of Pythos is narrated by either Jonathan Keeble or Toby Longworth. It's banging on Audible. Absolutely banging. Dinosaurs versus Iron Hands. I like it. Chaos Dinosaurs. The Year of Ruin is actually pretty good. It's the question that's still been asked 10,000 years later. What was this all for? What's the point? Was everything just for naught? No. Everything was not just for naught. No. Again, Outcast Dead, another one of Graham McNeil's books. Fantastic. One of my favourites. Up there in the top 3, top 5. Outcast Dead. The twist at the end of that, the checkmate. Sometimes checkmate. Sometimes the only way to ensure that your opponent doesn't win is that you don't lose. Checkmate. They didn't win. And he wrapped the galaxy in an armoured fist. And it has endured forevermore. Was everything just for Dreadnought? The more Guy Healy you read, the better he is because so many books relate to each other. Try Wolfsbane, Pharos, Belisarius, Call, the Great Work. Yeah, I know. He ties it. Yeah. It's like, Abnett does the same thing as well, right? So, Eisenhorn series, no mention of Nuncia. Ravner series, book 2, Nuncia. And then that's tied into Eisenhorn versus Ravner, the Beckwin sequence, and also turns up in the Soul of War. Abnett does that as well. I like it. I like the little Easter eggs that get dropped in here or there. Right, we're going to wrap up. It's nearly 2 hours. I wanted to show you a thing. I've got some new scenery. There's a bunch of videos on the internet about this when this came out like in January, February, but it's like Lego meets scenery, which I've put together. I'm always looking for ways to freshen up the tables, so we've got different looks, Yeah, you're right. Damnation of Pythos is that thing. Yes. No, it isn't. Damnation of Pythos is not that. No, that's the Pharos beacon, where Dantioch didn't ruin the galaxy by drawing. No, that isn't that. That's the Pharos beacon. Damnation of Pythos is another thing, and there is a 40k book about it as well. Anyway, new scenery, and this is from Future Proof Terrain. This is Future Proof Terrain from Snot Goblin Gaming. And I've actually got a discount code for this stuff, which I need to put up in the Discord, and I'll forget to do, and someone will remind me in about 3 months' time. But yeah, if you Google Future Proof Terrain or Snot Goblin Gaming, you will find this. It is on myshopify.com, and you basically put it together in whatever thing you want. Like, it's like Lego, like that can come off of there, and that slots on there, and then comes apart, slot it together. Lots of YouTubers have done lots of different reviews. This is the pre-painted shit. So this is all pre-painted terrain. So we're going to show you. And then shout out Snot Goblin Gaming. Future Proof Terrain. So yeah, we're going to get some new scenery on the channel and some more about Just Craig. We're going to be using this on Friday. And then we'll use it again. Then we'll use it. We'll be using this a lot going forward. Just to freshen up the look. So it's not samey. Hence why I put some shelves up in the garage for future-proof garage gaming. So more stuff can go there. Garage. Okay, so new scenery, new stuff. This is your 2-minute warning. I've been banging on for 2 hours. Holy crap. That is a long time. So if anyone has I'm trying to keep these at an hour, but you guys it's just so entertaining. Any more questions? Rapid fire question time before we wrap it up this evening and go downstairs and have the last chicken burger that she made me. It'll be a cold chicken burger now. It's got jalapenos, cheese, onions, salsa, bed of lettuce. Oh, lovely. But basically I couldn't shove a third one in earlier on. So one went, she made 3. So we're waiting to hit the third one. And I know it's a bit late to eat a chicken burger with jalapenos, lettuce, and the onions, but I am gagging for it, I tell you. Good stream. Many clouds braided. I did not shout at clouds. What army are you bringing to the end of the death? I am playing. No, sorry. I'm not playing on the end of the death. I am there for morale purposes. I am there to narrate. I'm there. It's my... Like, at King of the North, I will bring an army and play, because that's Brat runs that event. But on events that I run, so I'm running the end of the death, I will not be playing. I will be there to help you. Also, I'm going to do things to you during the battle. I'm going to be... It's going to be brutal, okay? I'm there. I will sneak up behind and do things to you at the end of the death. Not across the table, but behind you. You won't even see it coming. That's what's happening there. I need to be a free spirit. I need to keep the story going. Take it easy, sir. Thank you. Is King of the North announcement soon? Yes. Brap told me that I need to make a video this week. How much Everclear will you drink there? I need to be at an event for you to do things. Yes. If you come to the event, Blood Buffalo, I will do things to you too. But I can't do to you if you're not there. And I can't do the do's when I'm playing. When I play, I'll do the thing to the person opposite me, but not to the whole room. And I need to do things to the entire room at the same time. All 90 players will feel my wrath. Yeah. Thank you, Witness Legends. Yes, good. Okay. So I thank you for coming with me. Like the stream. One last night, he'll do it dressed as Josh Allen too. Like the stream, shout out VOD Squad, shout out Snot Goblin Gaming and their future-proof terrain. I perhaps should have dropped that in before the 2-hour thing, but it'll be on Battle Reports from now for the next 5 years, so they'll get their advertising. And yes, we're good. Click the thing. Click on the thing. Thanks for joining me. This week's Talkie Tuesday, consistent Tuesday live stream. And I'll catch you next time. We'll press the thing. Happy wargaming.